Yay! Okay, so now that we've learned, let me make my bubble a little bit bigger. Okay, so now that we've learned how to upload our email database, how to use tags to make sure that we are indexing our email database. That was the word I was looking for before, indexing. The next thing we are going to learn as part of the module on how to manage our audience is something called segments. And that's something that MailChimp has, and this is where things start to get really powerful for us. So now I am going to show you what is doing a segment, and then you will later understand how you can use segments to create hyper-targeted campaigns like wow! And this is really the key to make sure that your email marketing is going to work. So as you can see here, I am still inside my dashboard of audience, okay? So everything that I'm going to take you through next, it's still inside the audience because we are learning how to manage our audience, and then we can plug in all of these strategies to make sure that we are making the most out of our audience. So I'm going to go to my audience and I'm going to click, and I'm always going to be making sure that I'm inside the right audience. And so now I'm going to make me smaller. Here we go, so that's better. So now I'm going to go into view contacts. And again, I am back to that awesome menu here that I see. I'm going to pull that up here for us. And now I am going to go to this menu that is called Manage Contacts. And inside this menu is where all this goody stuff is, all right? So here I can see any contacts that I have archived. I can see people that have unsubscribed. I can see groups, segments, tags, import history, audience exports, contact exports, but we'll get to all of this stuff a little bit later. They're not that important. It's more for an admin perspective. So what we want to focus on is we have done tags, and what we're going to do next is segments. And you might be thinking, ooh, what is going to be a segment? Now that I understand what a tag is, which is indexing my contacts inside my list. All right, so segments is, I'm going to pull up here our slides, okay? A segment is a behavior, which really, I honestly think this should have been the word that they should have picked for it, because a segment is going to be based off a behavior that you want to then extract those people. So here we go. If you look at my slide here, I have listed it for you on a slide to just make things a little bit easier for us to get started into this. So segments can be very powerful for us to do these hyper-targeted campaigns because guess what? You can create segments of subscribed contacts that, for example, opened your last 5 campaigns. So that's a segment of people that opened your last 5 campaigns, for example. Or the second one, right? I'm here on the slide. Subscribed contacts who actually didn't click in your last email. So maybe they opened it, but they didn't click. Or another one, contacts who recently purchased a product from your connected store. Now this is amazing for e-commerce, right? Because if I can now just send an email to everybody that have purchased products this month, I can actually run an upselling campaign. Now we are starting to understand what is hyper-targeted campaigns. Email campaigns that are sent to you specifically to the behaviors and the needs of your sales funnel. Now, I hope that by now you are starting to get excited about segments because I love segments, and the segments are really the secret sauce to my email marketing and how I get all the results from it, okay? So here we go. Contacts who, for example, even lived in a certain location. Contacts who might have even spent more than $500 in your connected store. Contacts who were sent a specific postcard campaign. Now, these are all of them. So let's just dive right into our dashboards and let's take a look at what segments are like live inside the dashboard. So here we go. Now I am inside, again, my audience. I've clicked on Manage Contacts. And I have clicked segments. And now, see here this button that says create segments. I'm going to click on this button. Here we go. 1 second. Why is it not letting me click? Oh, here we go. I'm going to create, oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's see if I got lucky now. Here we go. Oh, I don't know why. Here we go. Let's just refresh my page. And here we go. So I'm going to click on create segments. Why are you not letting me create my segment? Okay, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to click. Here we go. And now I'm inside my segment dashboard, okay? So this is where all the good stuff happens. Now follow me, and I'm going to show you here. I'm just going to put myself up here so I'm close to you. Here we go. I am going to create a segment based on, for example, my marketing strategic needs. But I'm going to show you now all of the types of segments that you could do. First thing is contacts match. You can pick from any to all, okay? So I don't know why this is giving me this glitch. Here we go. So I can now, hold on, I'm going to fix this now. So now I can create. I can just click on any. Okay, so I'm just gonna start again, sorry guys. So here we go. I am now going to decide if I want my contacts to match any or all. And you could pick all, for example. And now this is where things get really exciting. So I'm gonna click here. So this is where you can see all the types of segments that you can do. So I'm just gonna move me up here. So here we go, check this out, right? So I can send an email campaign to, oh, look at all these things. I can send an email campaign. I can pick first what I want to do. So is it going to be, for example, a campaign? So an email campaign. So I'm going to pick email campaign that people have. I want to send it to people that have just opened. Or look, check this out. All the people that have clicked, or the people that never even opened, or people that never clicked, right? And then, so let's imagine that now I really want to send to people that didn't even open my email, and I can email them back again with a different subject title. So this is some of the tricks now that you're going to start learning, right? You've sent a campaign on Monday, right? And maybe you are selling something. It's a pre-sale, it's a secret sale. You've launched a product, or maybe it's just your regular newsletter, right? And you really want to make sure that in the next 3-4 days, you're going to go and you are going to then resend it, but to people that didn't open. And you just want to go and change that subject title to maybe something a little bit more with a stronger call to action. So here we go, did not open. And then on this third bar, this is where you pick what. So they didn't open the last 5 campaigns. They didn't open the last 10 campaigns. So check out here the drop down. All of the last 20 campaigns, 50 campaigns, last 7, last 3 months. But then what is really cool is that you can actually see here all of the previous campaigns. So if I want to send it to people that didn't open one of my campaigns, this is here, I see it, sent campaigns. So there you go. So now this is how you could start doing your hyper-targeted using segments, right? So campaign activity, and you could pick any of these, and then you could pick to what campaign. But let's go through a few more things that are very exciting inside this menu, right? So for example, if I keep going down, another very exciting one that I want you guys to really look into, and I'm going to tell you about, is all of the e-commerce. So if anybody that's watching now, if you are watching this and you have an e-commerce site, you want to connect it to your MailChimp, because check it out. I can create a segment of, for example, people that have spent a total of, or people that have purchased between certain dates, right? Or there's a category, people that have only purchased a certain category. So let's just do here this one that have spent a total more than, so let's say I want to put like $100 here. And then I'm going to keep building, so I can keep building it. And So I want to send a campaign to all of the people that have spent more than $100, and then I would put, then I need to pick here when. So was it a campaign or was it a date? So I would want to now pick my date. So maybe it was after a certain campaign was sent. And then I'm going to pick that campaign. So imagine you have launched a product and now you want to see, or a product collection, and now you want to see how many people from my product collection campaign have spent a certain amount of money from there. Boom. This is really, really key now, right? So just want to keep going to show you more other segments. I just jumped out of the segment window, but here we are again. So other really powerful segments that we can do. So let's keep looking, okay? So here are all the e-commerce ones that you could do, right? So other things is tags. So for example, I want contacts that match all the tags. The contact is tagged, for example, let's say course alumni, and or the contact is not tagged. So see how you can play around with this. Imagine you are wanting to send an email marketing campaign, but you don't want to send it to everybody that's on your tags. This is where you can then remove those tags, okay? So here we go. Let's take a look at other segments that you could do. So let's just go to segments again. So I just want to make sure that you guys get all of the lowdown of segments. And here we go, create segment, because I want to show you a couple more things. And as I keep scrolling down, I have email marketing engagement. I don't think you guys can see it. Let's see. So here we go. So there's a last one called email marketing engagement is new or rarely or sometimes. So maybe you want to wake up again those sleepers. We call them email marketing sleepers. They haven't been opening your emails for a long time. You can do that. But you can also do that, and here we have events, so now you can see. So contacts that match any event that happened or didn't happen, right? So the one that you're probably going to be doing the most is your first one, which is your campaign activity, because this is where you have a lot of these behaviors that are really powerful for us. And then the third window, which is you want to make sure to what you want to be doing these two, right? So imagine that now I'm going to create a segment. So you always have to create a segment first so that you save it, you give it a name, and then you see it promptly when you are doing your email marketing campaign. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to create my segment, which is my campaign activity that did not open, let's say, my last email, for example. And I can even preview my segments. So now I can even preview it, and then I would save my segment and I want to give it an example. I want to give it a name, right? So, and make sure that you give names so that you remember people that did not open. And now I'm going to give this name. And now when I go back to my segment menu, I have my segments that I have created here. People that did not open. And as always, like before, remember, you can always click on them. You can see the whole database, and I can even already send a campaign from here. So it's actually that easy, right? And I can even export this if I want to be exporting these databases. So now this is exciting because now we are starting to level up. Now I'm starting to understand how I can have my full list, how I can index my list and have tags, and then now how I can send hyper-targeted campaigns by the segments, which really is the behavior of how people are behaving with your email campaigns. So imagine you can send an email campaign to people that haven't opened any of your emailers in the past couple of campaigns, and you want to ask them, hey, are you still interested? Do you want to update your preferences? So this is really important. So now that you've gotten here, this is an amazing place where you are at, because now you are really understanding the key fundamentals to creating hyper-targeted campaigns. So now that we have these basics, we are ready to get you to move on to the next level. You excited? All right, come with me. Moving on to the next module.